Jenna Ellis, the Colorado-based attorney who was one of the 18 co-defendants in former President Donald Trump's election interference case in Georgia, pleaded guilty yesterday to a felony count of aiding and abetting false statements. So joining us now to explain what happens next and what this means is our legal expert, Whitney Traylor. And why, first of all, she is not alone in taking a plea, but why do this? So did Ken Chesebro.
Yeah, he wasn't, and so there were a number of, this has been the fourth now, and so they did this on the eve of trial, and so I'm actually not surprised. I mean, there's a number of reasons. They said they were anticipating a 5-month trial, so in a 5-month trial, you have to consider how many lawyers and paralegals and everybody you have working on your behalf every day, so you're looking at $1,000, $1,500 an hour. So,
and she said she had no money for lawyers.
So exactly. So that's, that's a major issue. But on the other hand is the possibility of a guilty verdict. And so, I mean, she's still acknowledging in this plea, she's admitting guilt to one count of aiding and abetting false statements and writings. So that's what she's admitting to.
Yeah, talking about the money here for a second, I'm curious. We know someone who seems to have a little bit of money is former President Donald Trump.
Yes.
Would him, chipping in on these lawyer fees, would that be a good thing for him, or does that look bad? I mean, we know he didn't do it, but I wonder why.
He didn't do it. I wonder why too, as well, because I think them going forward would have really helped him in a number of ways. So one, as part of their plea, they're going to be state's witnesses now. And so they have to turn over documents. And there were these 2 meetings in December of 2020 that both Chesebro and Sidney Powell were at. And Jenna Ellis was at one of them, and all kinds of documents were exchanged. This is where they were really talking about attempting to take over the election or put in these false electors and all this. I mean, she was really behind that. So so he could have certainly done that, and it would have helped for him to have seen how the prosecution went forward on the case and how he could have then defended it. And so now, he doesn't know how anybody's going to try it. These are now the sort of, if anybody has money, it was these folks. So now the rest of these defendants, I would expect a bunch of other plea deals as well.
They don't have any money?
Well, comparatively, I mean, if you're looking at
if
you're looking at $1 million or $2 million legal fee over 5 months, but yeah, I'm surprised that as much fundraising as Donald Trump and others are doing, that they didn't just help them with their attorney fees. I'm really surprised, actually.
So, she was with Colorado Christian University until recently, and then they let her go. She was a professor and things like that. One of the things she said over and over yesterday was, I relied on the other lawyers in this case, and they gave me bad advice. And some wondered why she did that, and you don't think that's a great idea.
No, I don't think that's smart at all, because a lawyer is held to the standard of reasonable due diligence of another attorney. And if she's saying, one of her quotes was to the judge, I didn't do my due diligence. That's essentially admitting that I fell below the standard of an attorney. And so she is going to be, Jack just sent me, apparently the Attorney Regulation Council just sent a statement saying that under Rule 8.4, attorneys, and most attorneys know this, they have to report any crime that was committed, even if it was out of state. She's admitted guilt to this, so she has to report that within 14 days, and then they'll take action from there. But the issue is, if they commit a crime that reflects adversely on the lawyer's honesty, trustworthiness, or fitness as a lawyer, they can be sanctioned. Well, here she's admitting to aiding and abetting false statements and writings. So that directly goes to a lawyer's trustworthiness or honesty. So I think she's got some real trouble on the...
So she could lose her whole career.
She could, yes, she could. But certainly, I mean, there'll be so many conservative businesses and organizations
that
and political folks that will bring her on. But she won't be able to practice. But right now, she was censured in Colorado in March. And in that censure, she acknowledged 10 what they call misrepresentations. That's essentially 10 lies that were on public social media related to this. So now, after admitting guilt here, she's going to be in front of the Attorney Regulation Council again. And right now she can practice, but presumably she could lose her license. I would expect that, actually.
Before we let you go, one more question. Are we just going to see just guilty plea after plea after plea until they get to the, big prize at the end here,
Right.
former President Trump?
Well, I think that's the issue. I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, certainly the prosecution is ready. The Chesborough and Sidney Powell asked for speedy trials. They got their speedy trials, and then the day before, and Sidney Powell, 2 days before accepting this plea, was on Twitter, X, saying how the election was stolen. And then 2 days later, part of the plea is that they have to write an apology letter to the people of Georgia. So I don't know who might ultimately go to trial. It seems bizarre that all 18 or 19 defendants will accept a plea, but I can't see somebody going against what they're looking at, but we'll see. Yeah. And I'll be back many times if that happens.
I know.
We'll call you.
Okay, all right.
Thanks as always, Whitney Traylor.
Good to be here.